I think that is very important before you, I mean, you have to establish your goal. Like in any business, you have to establish your goal. What is it? You want to do sales on your website. You want people to call you for bookings. You want whatever you want, you have to establish that goal. So it's important to start that journey with some confidence, but the confidence will not come just because you tell yourself you're great. You have to have a few people telling you, you know what, you're good and I would pay you for this. Just I don't have the money right now, but that's another story. I would pay you for that. And I think you should go out there and offer this service to other people.
Hi, Cristina. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
Thanks for being here. You are one of the top freelancers in the world in terms of marketing and digital marketing. Please tell everybody about you and about your journey of becoming a marketing specialist.
Yeah, so I can say it was quite a journey, and it still is, because if you work in marketing and basically in any domain in the current age, you know that you have to keep learning and you have to keep evolving to stay relevant.
Right.
So my journey started in 2009 in
Mm.
Romania, my native country where I was born in Bucharest. I started working for a DuPont Pioneer corporate company from US. They were selling the gunpowder in the Second World War. So they are quite a big company, one of the top 10 in the world. And I started working for them as marketing assistant. So I was working in marketing. I got my basis, like the basis of the foundation of my career was that company. I evolved after a few years in the same company to a different role in product management. And after 6 years, I decided that I wanted to do something different. So I registered Upwork at the end of 2014. It was still called Odesk. So
Mhm.
I was one of the first people to register on Upwork. And I didn't know how far this journey will take me. Um, I was 30 and I wanted to travel, to explore the world, and also to make a change in my career. So I registered on Upwork and I started to work with companies from around the world. And I had a long-term relationship with a yoga studio from Bali.
Mhm.
And I will always be grateful to them because they allow me to work and learn at the same time. They were at the beginning, I was at the beginning, and my ambition was to help them become one of the best yoga studios in Bali, in Ubud, a very competitive area for yoga. And they did. After 1 year, we were in the top 3, which is something
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, and due to their location, they were a bit secluded, so it was a bit difficult for people to reach them.
Mhm.
But we did it, and after a few years of working together, they purchased a second land and they built another studio, which is
Wow.
quite an achievement, just because the land in Bali is quite expensive.
Yeah.
I had to learn a lot about digital marketing, about content writing, about creative writing, newsletters, selling by sending newsletters, Google Ads. It was very challenging because we were running ads 10 months per year, and we were doing sales to up to 40, $50,000 through the ads.
So you're spending 30, $50,000?
No, we were not spending. We were spending $500 per month.
Okay.
Revenue was quite high.
Okay.
So we were doing sales through a combination of newsletters and Google Ads. The sales were for the teacher trainings, which are a combination of yoga training, but also like a luxury vacation.
Wow.
So yeah, it was quite intense, and I
Do you
had to
do
work
you
a
do
lot.
yoga?
Yeah, I did yoga. I did yoga in Bali. I've been to Bali like 4 times. I also lived in
Wow.
Bali for a while. Yeah, I had to be there to meet all the teachers, and I was part of the team, and I was very much involved. But what I can tell you is that because of my desire to help them and also to uplift, myself,
Mhm.
I learned a lot about Google Ads, about content writing, about social media, all the areas of marketing that are really important for a business nowadays. And I'm happy to say that I was at the beginning of this era of digital marketing, and I was one of the first people to do what is very trendy now, a digital nomad.
Mhm.
So I was the digital nomad for a couple of years in Asia. So I lived in Asia and I traveled, and I also upgraded my career. I would travel and work 7 days a week. And in my free time, I would explore and I would learn new things for my work.
So
So
this,
yeah, it was
so
quite a journey that continued in UK since 2018. I moved back to UK because I lived there for a while
okay.
before. And since 2018, I've been in the UK, and here I flourished, to say professionally, because I had the chance to work for a marketing agency near Manchester, and really use all my knowledge. I managed to build a chatbot with 6,000 subscribers without any payment in just 2 months, and I would make sales by phone calls in just 2-3 hours. We would get 30 to 50 people registered for the classes that we would advertise. So we would advertise through the chatbot. We would
So
send
you
broadcasts.
build a chat box with
Yes, I built a
60,000
chatbot with
users.
many chats,
Mhm.
and it was for free. We used the free version. Bear in mind that they told me from the beginning that um a lot of they didn't have a lot of budget,
Mhm.
and they challenged me to do sales for their trainings. They
Mhm.
were doing training for unemployed people without budget. So I had to build this chatbot on social media, and I got 6,000 people to subscribe to this chatbot, and I would have an opening rate for all the broadcasts that we would send of 90 to 92%, which is amazing. You would never reach that kind of performance with the traditional newsletters, which if you reach 20%, you're a god.
Mhm.
So it was quite a success, and they were really happy with my work. Unfortunately for us, pandemic hit all the classes because we had it in person.
Person
Uh,
classes.
yeah, were canceled, and we were on furlough. So that gave me the chance to explore more SEO. And
Yeah.
I worked online with people during that time. And after that, I moved on to my next role, which is the current one, working with um, older people
Mhm.
near Manchester. At the council, I teach digital skills, which is very rewarding for me because I feel like I'm at the peak of my career where I
You can
can use everything I learned to teach other people that don't even hope to learn new things. And I also explored a new side of me as a teacher. I didn't know that I can be a teacher and that I can have so much patience. And yeah, it was quite a journey, and as I said, it still continues. I still hope to learn more things and stay up to date with the current trends.
Wow, what a journey. So you
A
can
journey.
so this is a 10 plus years journey, right? From Romania to Bali.
2009 to 2023, I think it's like almost 14 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not something that happened overnight. It's a lot of work.
No, 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 it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Right. I saw on your profile you have a Google Ads certificate. How was that? Is that certificate a good certificate to have?
I think that it depends what you want to do with it. I mean, what is your intention? For me, it wasn't about bragging that I know how to do Google Ads, because I know many people who have this certification,
Mhm.
and in reality, if you give them a campaign to manage, they won't be able to be successful.
Mhm.
And Google Ads are tricky. anyway.
Mhm.
So there are so many challenges that you have. I personally spent 1,000 hours with Google Ads, and the certificate itself was just a proof of the fact that I know what I'm talking about. But I had situations where our account was hacked by somebody in Indonesia, the
Oh,
Google
wow.
Ads account, just because we were running high campaigns and they were very valuable for the company. So
Mhm.
we did have a situation like that, and I spent hours talking with the Google Ads team on the phone, and so I can say that I've been involved in this process with my heart and my soul. And I'm really happy that the certificate just reflects a bit of my experience.
So do they teach you on the certificate how to run a campaign, or it's just very, very
So
basic?
the Google Ads, basically, if you want to prepare for the Google Ads exam, because it's an exam,
Mhm.
you can use the free resources from Google Garage.
Mhm.
You can do that if you want to. There are also some paid courses on Udemy that you can take.
Mhm.
And the test itself, um, it's not really difficult. You can retake the test if you're not ready. I did it from the first time just because I was already so familiar with everything.
Right.
But I think it's useful at least to test your own knowledge and prove to those who want to hire you that you are prepared to work with them and for them.
So the chat box. I need to get
The
back to that
chat box,
because
the
that
chat,
one, because that one is
yeah,
a really a very big achievement you did. We have 6,000
think
users.
it's
So
I
how
would say,
so
yeah,
how
I
did
would
you build it?
say.
What was the technology you
Yeah,
used?
I want to talk a bit about the chatbot, on not only about the technical part, also about the fact that many people, people that you meet in the city, right? In the
Yeah,
city like Manchester, let's say in the city of Manchester,
yeah,
there are many marketing agencies, there are many marketing people,
right.
but there are so few people who are street smart, to say so.
Right.
You see all these things like Google Ads,
Mhm.
chatbots, and many other clever things.
Mhm.
They are not taught in school,
Yes,
in the university.
right.
Universities don't keep up with the current, need of the
Technology.
market.
Right.
And I had this real advantage of meeting a lot of freelancers, free thinkers, travelers, who were always on this journey of personal development, and also geeks and nerds that were trying to learn things and tweaks.
Mhm.
And this idea of chatbot came to me one day when I was approached by someone in Bali wanting to build a chatbot for the yoga studio I was working with. And
Mhm.
he was asking something like $1,000, $2,000 just to build a chatbot. And I thought, how is that you can ask for so much money?
Yes,
Something that seemed a bit simple.
right.
And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to create a chatbot from scratch. And then I'm gonna create like 10 of them. Just just understand why are people asking so much money for a chatbot. And when I started to learn, it took me several weeks. There is a lot of logic behind the chatbot, because there are a lot of you have to choose. You are creating like a path, like a labyrinth for
Okay.
people,
Okay.
and if you're clever enough, you can use it to your advantage. So you have to be very intentional when you create a chatbot.
Mhm.
So people want to subscribe to him,
Mhm.
and people want to receive the messages from your chatbot. The best part about chatbots is that you can integrate it on your social media, and you can also integrate it on your website for free. You see those pop-up chats
Mhm.
that you see on the website
Oh yeah.
are part of that chatbot.
Mhm.
ManyChat has changed a lot since the beginning.
Mhm.
They were at the beginning when I joined them. They changed a lot. They have more options now, more clever options. And of course, we have the GPT
Yeah,
chat
yeah,
nowadays. So
ChatGPT. Yeah.
yeah, ChatGPT. So things are changing, but I think that chatbots are still relevant, and you can use it to generate sales. And the way I did it was, as I said, by using logic and using, um, you have to think about it. It's just it seems very mathematic, but it's also very creative. So it's a mix of logic and creativity, building this chatbot.
So what are the
You have to be a
technical?
bit playful if you want to do all these things in marketing. You
Yes.
cannot just,
No, that's awesome. I'm really impressed. That's a great thing you did, and you can also do it for many future clients because you know how to
yeah.
work with those chatbot. But I still want to get back to the technical part. Like, did you use a programming language? Did you use
No,
what are
no,
the
no.
technical
You don't
things
have to use any.
you use to build the
No.
chatbot?
No, the beauty of chatbots nowadays is that you don't have to be a web developer. You don't have to have a lot of technical knowledge to create one,
Mhm,
because ManyChat, I'm sure there are other websites and other programs, but ManyChat itself, I'm
mhm,
not doing any advertising, but
mhm.
ManyChat is very easy to use, and they have integrated all that variables and all that programming.
Okay,
You just have this system of drag and drop,
okay.
but you have to build it yourself as a puzzle.
Mhm,
To explain to you the complexity of a chatbot,
mhm.
it does take time for
Yes.
you to learn and to understand it. But I just want to, for people that listen, to understand that it's very logic. And
Mhm,
if you like puzzles and Legos, and if you have a very logic mind,
mhm.
it won't be a problem for you.
Okay. So you
Building
just
it up, building it up, it's
right,
not a problem
right.
because you can drag and drop.
Okay.
But I think the challenging part is about how you use it to generate sales.
Yes. Yes.
You can build a perfect one, you
Mm.
can be happy, oh, I just, arrange the variables or the buttons are working and everything. But does it really work? Does it really? That's where you make the difference between a good marketing person and someone who is not really good for what they are doing.
Right.
You have to, as I said, you have to be practical, logical, and creative a bit.
Right. So you just go on Google and you type how to build a chatbot.
Yes,
You can
yes.
find a lot of websites that can show
You
you.
can find a lot of websites, but ManyChat itself, at that time, I don't know now because I didn't check anymore, but at that time, ManyChat itself, if you would register and pay a fee,
Mm,
they would train you.
good.
They would explain to you step by step how to do it.
Mhm.
But bear in mind, all these things that you learn, you really have to have that brain capacity to retain the information
Yeah.
and to put it in practice, and to have that perseverance of, okay, I'm going to give it another 10 minutes, another hour, an hour, another hour.
That's true.
Many people just give up after one
True.
hour. They feel sleepy and they would rather watch a movie than
That's true.
to learn something new.
That's true.
So
It's very
I
hard
was
to
very
be
hungry,
disciplined.
and I just got angry because that guy asked for so much money. And I said, okay, I'm gonna do it.
No,
I don't
you
know.
like, I'm gonna build a chatbot and then I'm gonna sell it for $1,000 instead of
Yeah,
me selling it for you.
exactly. It's like, somebody comes to your house and they say, I'm gonna paint this room for 500 pounds, and I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna learn how to paint today.
Right. Wow.
So
Oh my gosh. I just love
you
your
need to
spirit.
have that sorts of energy and that sorts of mindset of, I want to do it, and no matter what, I'm gonna do it.
That's great. That's a great spirit. Someone say, "Hey, you're gonna pay me $1,000." Like, what? I can learn these things.
I can
So
learn that.
that's a great mindset. So ChatGPT, AI, ChatGPT, Google Board, how is that gonna influence your work as a marketing specialist?
I think that
Using chatbot.
we are still at the beginning of it, and I think we are going to see the effects in a few years.
Right.
People are still playing with these ideas, and even the chatbots. The chatbots are here
Yeah.
since 2000. I mean, I've been in contact with this information about chatbots in 2000. Let me think, 2018.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2018, and I saw only a few chatbots being built, and I saw only a few people using them. And in my network, I think I'm one of the only people that actually built a successful chatbot. You see, so I think that ChatGPT has more chances because it's a bit more automatic and more independent and requires less of a human control.
Mhm.
But a chatbot, it completely depends on you. It's a tool in your hands.
So is ChatGPT gonna help you to be a better marketing specialist?
I hope it doesn't take my job.
No, it's not. It's not. Because you
Because,
build chatbot, ChatGPT, they have plugins. Actually,
yeah,
you can build a chatbot on top of a ChatGPT. You can use
yeah,
the plugins and build it for
yeah.
your com for your.
Yeah, I think that, as I said, as things progress with artificial intelligence,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a tool, but
But it's
we are still, yeah, we still have to see how things are gonna actually influence, because I would say that ChatGPT is still learning.
exactly because it's a tool. It's just like you said, someone can build a great chatbot, but if you're not a marketing specialist, you don't know how to convert that into sales.
Yeah,
So you don't know.
yeah, when we talk about being a marketing specialist, it's very important to have some personality traits that are very maybe different from other jobs.
Mhm,
I think why it matches my personality is because I'm a mix of logic, rational, but
mhm,
also playful, maybe sometimes a bit childish. And if you want to convince someone to buy something sweet from you, you
mhm.
have to tell them how much you love that sweet and how you cannot live without that thing, you know? So you
Yeah.
have to make them hungry. So you need to have that positive energy where you're always enthusiastic about things and you can contaminate other people with your enthusiasm.
Yes. So what does it take to become a top-rated freelancer in the world? One of the top-rated in the world is a lot of work, and this is absolutely real because anytime you work with a client, I saw your reviews, they give you 5 stars, they give you nice, very good reviews, and it's something like it's just real. If you don't do a good job, they're not gonna do that. That means you're doing things right. So how do you do that?
Yeah, yeah. So I think that if you want to have a good profile on Upwork, if you want to be long lasting on not only on Upwork, on any platform like Fiverr or many others, you have to build this portfolio of clients. So you have to have, in order for you to attract clients, first of all, you need to have a very detailed profile where you talk about all the things that you know how to do, all your skills. So it's very important for people to read about your skills and to express your personality and your intention to help them, and your abilities, and maybe mention also a few of your collaborations. If you will check my profile, you will see I always mention the people that I work with before,
Mhm,
the countries, and also the skills that I can bring to the table. So people know from the start what they can expect from me.
mhm,
I always try to have a very respectful, honest, and open relationship with my customers. And I believe that ethics is very, very important. I was very lucky to work in a corporate. So I came in this freelancing world with a certain way of dealing with people, which was very professional,
mhm.
very ethical. Some people starting freelancing without having any previous experience. They just jump into it and, play it by the ear. I came with this mindset of being respectful in verbal communication and writing, very important, and respecting my deadlines, being transparent with my results, and creating very realistic expectations. I have this feeling and this understanding that many marketers, digital marketing agencies, freelancers create very unrealistic expectations for their clients.
Yeah,
They will say, "Oh, I will generate the sales for you. We will do this and that just to get the paycheck."
right.
And when things are not delivered, they will just you know move their shoulders and they will say just bad luck. the market is down, whatever. But I always try to be very realistic, have this open discussion where I would say, what's your expectation, and tell them what I believe I can do for them. When it comes to advertising and to sales, you can never ever guarantee 100% the results, because it's not only up to you.
Right.
There are so many factors, and I always try to make people understand that marketing, not sales, marketing brings the client to the door.
Yes.
It's your responsibility as the person that, closes the deal, to make sure that person enters the door and
Right.
stays in for years. So you have to sell and retain
Right.
the customer. Advertising itself doesn't do that.
Right.
So there are the steps. I understood this when I was working corporate, the very clear delimitation between marketing and sales that many people that are in business don't know and don't understand.
Wow, that's such a good advice. Like, marketing just bring the customer to the door. It's up to you to make, get him
Yes,
inside
because
and
I had,
so that
I
can
had
stay.
experience with people where we had, I don't know, 100 people lined up
Mhm.
for sales. I had this experience with someone in Singapore. She was asking me to make sure she was selling this um, educational package
Mhm.
uh, for younger children, age 3, 4, something like that. In So it was an educational program from Singapore being sold in Malaysia and Indonesia. So I would get her, 3, 4, 5 appointments with schools per week. So I was opening the door. Yeah. She was not able to create a sale. When she would go for the discussion, she was not good at, closing the deal.
Right.
She was not good at retaining that customer because of her personal attitude with the customer.
Mhm.
Yeah, the school. She
Right.
was not able to sell herself. I
Mhm.
was doing my part, but she was not doing hers.
Right.
And I had to be honest, we have a problem here.
Right.
I'm working my side, I'm doing well, but you're not doing well on your side.
Right.
What do we need to do? So you see, you have to have that open discussion. Of course, we have the cases where everything is automated, and like the click funnels, the sales funnels, where things should be smooth.
Mhm.
But again, there are always so many tweaks to the story and the situation.
Wow. That's such a good advice. Like, you need to have a great product, and then you need to be able to sell your product yourself. So once you have a marketing specialist like you who can bring you the customer so you can close the deal, or
Yeah,
it's not
because
gonna
there
work.
are people that are, I deal with so many people that there are people who are consultants, they are therapists, there are many different types of people I dealt with.
Yeah.
I was bringing the people, but when they have the meeting, to make the payment, to have that, because we would advertise that one-to-one,
Right.
and that free one-to-one, that free one-to-one was to close the deal.
Right.
Have that discussion where you close the deal and you sell the package, I don't know, 10 consultation therapies, whatever. They were not able to do it, or they would make a very small percentage of what they were hoping for. So I wasn't the one, to point to. That's why I said sales and marketing go hand in hand, but they are not the same.
So for someone who is out there, a new freelancer on Fiverr or someone freelance on LinkedIn, it's very hard to get your first contract. It's very hard to your first job, because most people are gonna look out to Cristina. They're like, hey, I'm looking for a marketing specialist. I'm gonna go talk to someone who has 10 plus years of experience. So
Yeah.
it's very hard for new people right now to get their first job. So what can they do?
Well, I think that if you want to step into a competitive market, you need to come with at least 2, 3 skills. You cannot come with only one.
Mhm.
Or if you come with that only one skill, like let's say you are a writer, you are a creative writer, and you want to write content for blogs, you have to showcase, even if you're not selling, even if you had 0 collaboration before, you still need to have like some sorts of portfolio and come with that portfolio. People just want to see results. They want to know that the job is going to get done.
Right.
Most of the times when you work with a freelancer, you don't want to spend too much time giving instructions. So you have to be a good communicator, know from the beginning what you have to do, what are the deadlines, and how to not create trouble for other people, and be very responsible. Because I had experience working with other freelancers. I needed someone to, I was just managing a project, and I had to, assign tasks for a designer, for a web developer. And guess what? After 2, 3 days, couldn't get in contact with them.
Yeah.
They would drop the project. They wouldn't do only half, or,
Yeah.
or they would get moody. Oh, I don't want to do this. And when I start, even if I lose money, okay, because maybe it takes longer than I expected, maybe there were some troubles, I will finish it, because that's how you become a top rated freelancer. You finish the job, you don't drop the job. So
Mhm.
if you are serious about becoming a freelancer, you should know that in your first few projects you might maybe lose some money. Maybe it's gonna take you a bit longer than you expected, because you're learning how long it takes you to write something, or how many changes the client will want.
Right.
So it's a process, and you should just see it as a process of learning, and maybe put earnings second.
Mhm.
Earnings you can consider only after a while. I also started with a very low um, rate per hour, because I was learning and I understood. If I wanted to make extra money, I would have to take more work, not charge more. I started to charge more and select my projects only when I got to the level where I know it's
Mhm.
gonna take this time. The client is gonna ask for changes
Mhm.
2, 3 times.
Mhm.
It's okay, and I can finish the project. I am capable to finish something. So you have to be ready to start and finish something, no matter what.
Right. So right now, like you said,
People really appreciate when you're serious,
yes,
and they will even forgive you for the small mistakes,
yes,
if you are loyal
yes,
and if you are serious and responsible.
yes. And it's a very competitive market, like you said. It's like 100,000 of freelancers out there. So how do you distinguish yourself? And also, I see a lot of freelancer now, a lot of people to get their first contract, because it's very hard to get someone to trust you. So they try to do a job for people. Let's say someone has a website, they look at their website, they say, hey, I saw your website. I did some SEO for you here. I think if you they sent you a first result. I think if you implement this, it can improve your website. That's just an example. And then if the clients like it, then they're gonna come back. Yeah, you're right. So let's have a meeting. Let's discuss. So you just to have that first, someone just to trust you for the first time, so you can build that portfolio. You're saying is just so hard. It's so competitive.
Yeah, but I think that you should try to if you're trying to build a portfolio, you can start doing that from outside that website, outside of Upwork,
Right,
outside of Fiverr. You can start with your family, with your friends.
right,
Try to have someone that you know, and
right.
ask them, to allow you to showcase your work.
Mhm.
And of course, you have to bid a lot for projects at the beginning, and you have to strive, and you have to I would say what I did when I first started.
Mhm.
When I started for the first few months, I had only one collaboration with someone from UK that was paying me, like, I think $2 per hour, to do something very simple in marketing, I think on social media. But I did it. I was so happy. Oh my God, somebody gave me that chance. And then I said, why nobody's giving me a chance? Why nobody's looking for me? What's going on? Why is that?
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? Let's have a look at those who are top rated on Upwork at
Mhm.
that time, those who are being paid a lot. How
Mhm.
does their profile look like?
Mhm.
And when I had a look at their profile, starting with the photo,
Mhm.
going to the title of your job, then going to the title of the message, and then to the message itself, the beginning, the middle, and the end. I was blown away, because my profile looked nothing like that. And I believe me, I remember that day I was in London that time. And I was so angry with myself. Oh, why is my profile so bad? That's why nobody's looking for me. So I had a look at, I think, 100 profiles that day. Those
Wow.
who were being paid the most. I just went and searched for someone that was doing something similar to me. Yeah. And I just had a look and I searched those who were being paid the most, who had the most reviews. And I just had a look and I saw what they wrote, what the reviews were saying. And I saw that what people value. Yeah, I did like a market research and I saw that clients were praising them for being serious, for being on time, for finishing the job, for doing a good job, for being professional, communicators. So I said, okay, so I need to have all these qualities and I need those qualities to reflect in my profile. So that's what I did. One day I took from 9 to 7, 8 in the evening, and I just put together a really good profile. And I believe that if you cannot sell yourself, can you call yourself a good marketing person? That's what I thought. If I cannot sell myself, how can I sell for other people? So I have to become good to show that I can sell myself, so I can market basically for other people.
So if you like what you've seen so far, don't forget to subscribe and check my courses online. So you can go at Online Campus School and subscribe here and hit the notification so you get notified anytime we upload new videos. We have very interesting content here. So feel free to go ahead and watch whatever you like. You can also check my courses on Udemy. This is one of my latest course, Solar System 101 course for all level. This is one of the
Hi everyone and welcome. I'm MD Diallo. I am an educator, a project manager, a data analyst about space and its long skills from public available information. Would you like to learn and refresh your knowledge about what is space? How big is space? About our solar system, about our own star, the sun, Kuiper Belt, the Earth cloud, beyond our solar system, with exoplanets and galaxies, planets, dwarf planets, moons in our solar system, and then learn about eclipses, asteroids, comets. I will see you inside the course. Ready, set, let's go!
So you can check that course if you like it to learn a little bit about our solar system, and also have other courses there. You can see here some other courses. The Ultimate Amazon Leadership Principle Masterclass, complete course on top 41 legit ideas to make money, a brief beginner's guide to gaming, a brief introduction about America. That's a great course also. Starting a business in America as a foreigner. Okay, that one also is a great course. Of course, the solar system course, one of the highest rated course right now on Udemy. Very hard. Make sure to check it out. All right, back to the video. That's so good what you just said. Like, you go around, you look at the top freelancers on marketing and look at the profile, what they're doing, and try, because you know exactly you are in the same field, you know how to do the job, but you just need to know how to sell yourself, and then you tailor your profile to that. That's a lot of people, if you look at their profile, like you said, they're not just, it's not good. There's not,
Because we don't live, we can have this mentality where we think, oh, I know better, I am better, I'm doing this and that, but we don't live in our own world. We live in the world of people,
right,
and we are compared to other people, and people compare people. So
right,
you have to not necessarily be crazy and stand out, but at least I would say that is very important. Even when people choose a hotel, they read the reviews.
yeah,
Read the reviews.
right,
What are people expecting from you? What are companies expecting? Can you be that? Can you do that? Integrate all that in your profile, and I can guarantee at least one person will look for you in the next 1 week.
right.
Definitely.
Someone gonna reach out to you. They're gonna start saying,
Yeah,
hey,
because you are telling them exactly what they want to hear, but you have to also be truthful and admit to yourself, can I do that? I think it's a good process to do that because it also makes you very aware of the expectations that clients have.
Right.
And if you are that.
Right. So why client choose to work with Christina? Why, beside all these, millions of marketing specialists in the world, you are on the top. Why they choose to work with you? What, and how do you keep that professional relationship?
Yeah, I on Upwork, because of being a top rated freelancer and also because of my reviews and my experience, maybe even my rate, I do receive every day at least one invite for collaborations, for interviews, and I can tell you that I don't really answer to all of them. Very rare I will choose one. I got to the point where I can choose what I want to work and what I want to do. I'm not only relying on Upwork anymore. So I would say that it's really good for you to not rely on only one source of income or one website or one platform.
Right.
It's good to diversify your portfolio and your chances. Why not? We live in such a various environments. So people, I think, search for me, of course, because of my notoriety on the website. And I think that clients also get back to me because they know they will get the job done. So I like to choose things that are relevant to my experience now. So I wouldn't do something that is very basic, just something that is related to my experience.
Right. So client choose you because you get the job done and
Yeah.
you keep a very professional relationship with them and just deliver a good result.
Yeah, I deliver good results. I wouldn't say I'm perfect. I made my mistakes. I've been on a journey, and journeys have ups and downs. And if I made mistakes, in advertising, in whatever was involved in the project, I'm not the one to cover my mistakes and say I'm completely innocent. It's a learning curve for everyone. And basically, marketing is such a creative role
Yes.
that doesn't guarantee anyone anything, but you have more chances to succeed when you have someone with experience. So I believe that people tend to trust more people that have experience, because experience means you failed, but you came back, and you came back better, and you learn, okay, this thing is not working. So you always try new things. And if you have a client who is open and has an open mind, you can try things together, and you can tell them from the beginning, it might work, it might not work, but we can try. Why not? We can do all sorts of things. So I think that because of the way I discuss things with clients, they like to work with me. That's what I believe.
Yeah, that's true. And what are the services you offer?
Well, of course, there's a list of services on my profile, but I would mention, as I said, advertising, creative writing, SEO, business planning, social media management, chatbots, newsletters, you name it, Google Analytics, analyzing data. I work with data for so many years. And on top of that, there's something that I was thinking, and I developed in the last I think 2-3 years, teaching other people what I know. So I'm planning to do more one-to-ones or classes online with people, because I already have experience with, I think, around 300 to 400 people, teaching them in person.
Wow.
Digital skills to a smaller level than it would require to learn marketing, digital marketing, but still there are skills that maybe people are still learning. So I do have that experience teaching people, and I think that if there would be people that want to learn how they can become a digital marketer like myself, I could offer that help and guidance.
Wow.
I didn't have that. I wish many times in my life working, I wish I had that person I could ask for advice. Because when you search for information on the internet, or when you take a course online, you can send a message, of course, to that person who created the course, but you won't have that one-to-one discussion.
Right.
You know, that half an hour, you'll have 1 minute, 5 minutes attention from that person, but you won't be able to actually express your concerns, your ideas,
Right.
ask for advice.
That's true. That's true. And also you learn better if you have a one-on-one with someone showing you like a mentorship. He's, doing a mentor,
Yeah.
someone reviewing your profile, telling you, hey, put it this way, that way.
There are
And then,
people who offer, mentorship, but they're so expensive.
yes.
They are incredibly expensive, and I think they are unrealistic. I don't know on which planet they live, where they think that people can afford to pay thousands and
Right.
thousands of dollars. It's
Right.
it's outrageous for me.
Right.
It
That's
just
true.
is, because I know I didn't invest a lot of money, but I invested a lot of time, and time is money.
Time
So
is money. Yeah.
you could say that I invested a lot of money as well. So
So what are the other, do you do any online classes, that you offer any online classes right now?
yes, I do offer online classes. I've been teaching several people how to become digital marketers themselves. Some are doing this as part of their own business. They started their own business and wanted to know how to advertise themselves. But I want to focus more on that. I want this to become maybe even more than the services that I offer. I mean, I know there are more people like me that offer services, but I think maybe there are less people like me that offer this guidance and one-to-one classes. And not everyone can be a teacher, so I think that I practiced my teaching skills for the last 2 years to the point where I think I know that I can do this successfully.
Yes. So how do you do your online classes? Is that via Zoom? Is that
Yes, I think that it depends on the learner. It depends on what they feel comfortable to
Mhm.
use. I mean, there are so many: Zoom, Skype,
Mhm.
you name it. I used Zoom, I used Skype, I used WhatsApp, I used so many things. Whatever was easy and handy for the learner.
So
Yeah.
do you like a one-on-one classes better, or do you want to have a group class like you put 5 people, 10
I
people?
did uh I did group classes, and I did one-to-ones, and I believe that the one-to-ones allow people to learn better because they cannot hide. In a group, you hide.
Yes.
When you're one-to-one, you have to, you
Yes.
have to respond to the questions. You have to um, take responsibility for your learning process.
Right. Yeah, I think the one-to-one is more effective actually than, like you said, you cannot hide. You have to.
You cannot hide, and you shouldn't hide, because that's why you embark on this journey to learn something.
So Google Ads, how to build a successful Google Ads campaign.
I think that is very important before you, I mean, you have to establish your goal. Like in any business, you have to establish your goal. What is it? You want to do sales on your website. You want people to call you for bookings. You want whatever you want, you have to establish that goal. And based on that, you have to do your research. You have to do your research for your keywords. Of course, keywords are so important and they are so relevant nowadays. We are talking about, there are so many different types of Google Ads campaign, but we are strictly talking about, search campaigns. So we have to do that keyword research, which is very important not only for the ads, also for the organic traffic on your website, assuming you have a website. Um, so you would have to make sure that it is relevant to your the keywords are relevant to your area. You have to narrow things down, because the more you broaden the search, the less chances you have for people to find you. So if you're selling, I don't know, shoes in Bucharest, yeah, because I'm from Bucharest, you have to make sure you find all the keywords that are related to selling shoes in Bucharest, selling women's shoes in Bucharest, selling men's shoes in Bucharest, selling pink women's shoes in Bucharest. So you have to come up with all this variant of your different products, and based on the types of shoes, yeah, we are talking about shoes, types of shoes you're selling, you have to create different campaigns. So you have to be very specific. I believe I saw that many people tend to do, because they get annoyed when you get very specific. It's a bit more competitive and more expensive sometimes, but it is more relevant. If you broaden and you just do a lot of stuffing, it's not going to work. You are going to attract all sorts of people, and you're not going to generate sales. And you have to also look at your competitors. How are the ads of your competitors? How are they compared to your ads? How is the wording? It's so important to find the right headline. The headline sells. So your headline has to reflect in very few words what you're selling, where they can find it, and why they should buy from you, which is really hard because you have so little few words that you can use. I think it's something like 100, if I remember
100
correctly.
keywords.
Yeah. So you have to be very, it takes time. You cannot do a successful campaign in half an hour, 1 hour. That's why Google ad specialists are so expensive, because they will take their time to study the market, to study the competitors, to study the audience. So you need to know who's your targeting audience, what's their age, who they are, where they are from, what they search for. And then see how you group your ads. And it's very good to have, to be very tidy. Make things tidy. If you have like a range of 3-4 products, make a campaign for each group of products, and don't just mix them up. There are some people who just mix everything up, and then they expect to have sales, but it's going to be so random. So you cannot, it's very, I would say that Google Ads is the most mathematic thing ever. Most mathematic creative thing ever. You need to have the mind of a mathematician, dressed up like a dancer, because you have to be also creative. It cannot sound because we are using words. It cannot sound too salesy, and also too cold. You need to find the correct voice for your audience. I saw that there were some very successful ads that were very playful. They were very direct. It depends if you're selling for a business who is, has to be in a certain way, has to present themselves very serious. You have to come with that serious tone in your headline and also in the text of your ad. But if you're selling something for children or something for youngsters, do you want to have a pizza tonight? It's pizza night or something like that. You have to know your audience and just talk to them like you would talk to a friend. And it's very important for every business to have that persona. I remember I worked at some point with someone, and we worked so much on that persona. We dressed up that persona, the color of the hair, because if it's like beauty, you really have to think about the color of the hair, the skin tone, how the lashes look like, and everything. So it's so important. I would say, I know this is a bit unusual to hear from a marketer. Take a puppet and just dress that puppet up. How does that persona look like? You have more chances to do a good job if you really envision that persona that you are addressing to, than to be so mathematic and going on, using all the Ahrefs and SEM rush and doing all the market research and keywords research. Do it. You have to do it, but have in mind, the puppet, the persona. How does it look like? And how does the puppet want you to talk to it, because if you don't, bear in mind, people won't reward you just because you spend 100 hours researching. It's not their job to reward you for, they won't give you a prize because you did a good research. That's what many marketers think, that, oh, I give the client this report. Look how much work I've done for you. I searched for 1,000 hours and I have 10 pages of keywords and I did a really good job. But the client will say, why didn't you sell? Why there were no clicks? What happened? Just because you didn't talk to the puppet the right way, you have to talk to them in a way they like it and they come to you. They should not even feel that there is a paid ad, because many people that go on Google, they don't know that that's an ad. They don't know that at the top of the page, 99% of the time is going to be an ad. They think it's just coincidence that it's at the top of the page. So they shouldn't feel like somebody paid for that. They should feel like it's just for them. Google talk to them.
So let's take your shoes example. A company who selling shoes, they contact Cristina. Hey, we want you to build a Google Ads campaign for us. How long is it gonna take you to build that campaign?
It depends on it depends on the size of the store. If they have a store with 100 articles, 2,000 articles, who knows? There are so many people. There are like huge, like Amazon. Imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine. It depends. If they want to have only one campaign, okay, all the products are selling. Only these red shoes, they are not selling.
Right.
Just size 36 to 34 for 44 for women, or whatever in American sizes, and they are not selling. The size number 10 is not selling. The rest of the sizes are selling. Why is that? How do we do that? So I have to think, okay, how does that woman looks that wears the size 10? She's not going to be a small person, she's tall. What does she wear? What does she like? What does she do? Why would you buy those shoes? The shoes have to match her dress. So I have to think about, the entire story behind that woman before I even start creating the campaign. If you do that, you have more chances, believe me, to do the sales. Because the technical part, anyone can teach you. Just go on Google and they will tell you step by step. Do the keyword research. Use that scripted to put 10 headlines. It's the same situation as the chatbot. You can use the logic to put a puzzle together. And the puzzle looks perfect, but the puzzle doesn't work. Because you see, what ChatGPT is not able to do yet, maybe. He's not creative like a human. He cannot crack a joke like you can. So that's where the magic happens. There are people who didn't even do that much of a keyword research, and they did the job because they were able to identify that persona. And when that persona sees that, it will just say, it's for me. That's it. She's talking to me. She's talking to me, not to someone else.
I like that product.
Yeah, I like that product because it's for me. I'm that person who wears red shoes, size 10, and I go and buy this kind of dress that matches those shoes. So you see, whenever we sell a product, that product is not on its own. It's part of other products that people use. You see, even if you sell a fork, you need a knife and a fork. You don't need the fork. And a car, you sell the wheels. You need the car itself, not only the wheels. So everything goes together.
Wow. So it depends on the size of the store, but a typical campaign gonna take you from 2 weeks
It's gonna it's
up to a
gonna take
month,
you,
right?
as I said, it depends on how many products you're selling, how much research you have to do, and it also depends the most on the company. If the company comes with their homework, with the homework done,
Yeah.
the homework being the market research, competitors,
Right.
persona,
Right.
and all the other things, then it's easier for you. But if you have to start from scratch,
Right.
it's gonna take longer.
Right. So how long a campaign uh, should last minimum? Like, and what and,
Well,
and
a
what and
campaign,
what's the minimum budget? Do you need a
well,
1 month campaign?
so the way I work, the way I personally work, I don't know how other people work. I mean, I know how other people work, but I don't agree with that.
Mhm.
How I personally work, as I said, I always create a realistic expectation. So I would say, okay, I did all the research, I have everything, all my homework done, everything is done. Let's start with this ad, one ad, two ads, or how many ads we want, with the lowest budget possible.
Mhm.
And let's give it a week. And in that week, I come every day and I check that. How many clicks, how many of the keywords that were clicked were relevant. So we start with a seed, right?
Mhm.
And we make that seed grow. We keep changing the ad
Mhm.
for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I would say always give it a month, yeah, with the lowest budget,
Mhm.
till we get to that result. Yeah, when the ad is perfect, it's delivering with the smallest budget, you can increase the budget. If you go from the first with a big budget, they will eat you up. Google will know, this one has money. Let's eat the money.
That's the
And
month.
you know what happens many times? Your competitors
Mhm.
on Google will click your ads like crazy to finish your budget, to finish you
Oh,
off
you're right.
the market. They do that a lot,
Right.
a lot. So that's why you have to be clever and you have to start small, invest small, and then you have to make your ad, bring it to the best version possible. And for that, you need to have a client that understands that and they trust you. It's
Mhm.
very, very important that the client trusts the process.
Right.
There are people who want to see results after a week, but it doesn't really happen, does it? It
No.
doesn't happen. In a perfect world, maybe it happens, but it doesn't really happen. So you need to uh, talk to your client and say, listen, I'm going to start. Let's give it, I don't know, at least 1 month. And you have to invest the smallest budget and you have to have the time. If you're in a hurry, you can work with me, but I won't guarantee the results.
Right. So what's the minimum budget you can do per month? Is that $1,000 a
I
month?
think
Is that
that it
500 a
depends,
month?
it depends on the volumes that you sell. But I would say that if you're a small company,
Mhm.
and of course you don't have a lot of budget, you can start with 5, 10, $15 per day, depends on your budget. So
Mhm.
that would take you to what, between 150 to 200, $300 per month for very low campaigns. If you want to go to a middle size campaign, is what, 500, 600, up to 1,000. From 1,000 we are talking about other things, but it also depends on the value of the product. If your product is $2,
Right.
of course you want to sell, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 products.
Mhm.
So it depends a lot on the value of your product. Yeah.
That's really
So
good.
there's an I just want you to understand that it's a lot of strategy and a lot of creativity, and you have to have a sense of the market and a sense of what people want to read, and how people react.
Mhm.
So you need to learn a bit about the behavior of your customers, and you won't learn that from Google, do
No,
you?
no.
You learn that from your website,
Right.
from your Google Analytics.
Right.
So you have to, you see, before you even start the journey, you have to check your Google Analytics, you have to check your market research, you have to do your homework.
I like what you said in the beginning for the with the shoes, the woman in a size 10 shoes. What does that woman want? What type of dress she wear? That's so powerful. That was
It
really
is
that's really
because
good.
sometimes even producer itself, if you sell a size 10 shoes
Right.
that is very high, high heels,
Right.
you can tell that person, do you think you're realistic to sell to women that are size 10? They are already like really tall.
Right.
Do you think they will really buy this?
Right.
If they buy this, how many women will buy, and in which context they will wear such a high heel? They
Right.
won't wear it daily, right?
Right.
They will wear it to a wedding, maybe to an event, but not on a daily basis.
Right.
So you have to think, how does that person use that product?
Right.
In which context? As I say, it's a story. You are a storyteller. And the problem is with Google Ads, you're a storyteller that has to tell a story in a few words. You don't have a blog post.
Right.
You have a title and just a few words and a lot of expectations for them to click something, so to take a step, to an action.
For someone out there, for a young person who want to be a freelancer, for someone who want to get started in digital marketing, what advice do you have for them?
For someone who wants to become a digital marketer, right, or a freelancer, as I said, I think that you have to know exactly what are your skills. And if you want to come to be employed by someone, you need to have at least 2, 3 skills. And if you have only one skill, you have to become really, really good at it. So you have to get to a point where you have to think, is it realistic for me to want for someone to pay me for this task? Is it a skill that I can get paid for? Because some people are they say, oh, I can draw, I did a drawing, and can
Right.
you pay me for this? Well, no, there I can actually find a program online that does that.
Right.
So I don't really need you, and I can pay only $2. So are you relevant for the market? So I would say do some research before you even start, and see how does the market feel about your skills? Are there people out there who are being paid for what you're doing? And if it's so, okay, are you as good as they are? If you want to know if you're as good as they are, try to do some volunteering, offer your skills for free, and see what people think. So it's important to start that journey with some confidence, but the confidence will not come just because you tell yourself you're great. You have to have a few people telling you, you know what, you're good, and I would pay you for this. Just I don't have the money right now, but that's another story. I would pay you for that. And I think you should go out there and offer this service to other people.
Learn 2, 3 skills and start by volunteering, helping other people to build your portfolio.
And try to see if you try to be realistic. Is your skill something that people would pay for?
So as you know, the economy is very hard. People goes, the economy goes up and down. People are always looking for ways to make money, to make some extra income, and you are really someone who has a lot of experience in digital nomad. So what can you advise people, how to make extra income today, online or on freelance?
I actually came across a platform recently from Romania, from my own country. I don't probably it exists in other countries, where marketing people like myself teach other people that are, I don't know, chefs, people that swim, random skills that people have. Teach them how to sell them online, create their own courses or teach other people. So I think that in this era and time, anyone can have a value from a skill. If you know how to play a guitar, you can teach other people how to do that. So I think that becoming very good at what you're doing is very relevant nowadays, and you can sell that. If I know how to paint, and I practice every day, I take the wall and I do the word 1,000 times until it's perfect, and I know I can do that. I can repeat that somewhere else, and I can get paid for that because there's someone who can do it but doesn't have the time.
Yeah.
So we are in a very fast-paced environment where people don't have time to do everything. So they will pay someone to do it. And there are so many websites where you can offer your skills in exchange for money. Like in the UK, there's a website called Nextdoor, I think, or Neighborhood. There are so many that are like local websites where you can make an exchange for your skills. I offer guitar lessons, you offer, I don't know, something else, building a shelf for me. So you can do that kind of exchange. Or, I can do your garden and you can pay me £10 per hour. So all sorts of things are out there. So if you have even the smallest skill like cleaning, you can value that. I always been even when I was a student, I knew English. I was teaching other people English. So it depends on your mindset. If you really want to do something, or you just want to watch Netflix and chill, If you want to watch Netflix and chill, this discussion is not for you.
That's true. Man, that's such a good advice. Thank you for saying that. Everything you said today was very, educational. I'm gonna add your LinkedIn profile in the description of this video. Like you said in the beginning, your journey is a very exceptional journey. You went from Romania to helping a yoga studio in Bali, and to moving to the UK. And today you are really, like you said, you are at your peak, or maybe you still have room to grow because you want to build those
Yeah.
online courses to help people. Thank you so much for what you did out there. I really hope we can do this again sometime in the future, where we can dive deep more in digital marketing and advice for people. But I really appreciate what you're doing, and thank you so much for what you did there.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share my story, and hopefully other people feel inspired and start their own journey to be their best version, I would say.
Right. So where people can find you again?
People can find me on LinkedIn as Cristina Rapcea, or they can find me on Facebook. They can find me also on Upwork.
All right. Thanks so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.